thought initially was that we would use half the coop as sort of a little storage area for feed, hay or straw, you know, supplies, whatever that we didn't want to get snowed out or snowed in. And then the other half would be like the roosting area or the nesting boxes. But turns out we actually don't need as much space as we thought for storage, and they could use a little more breathing room during the winter. So we're going to tear the coop apart, clean it, and then rebuild them a little bit more space for the winter. So that's what we're going to do. This shed was actually here when we bought the place, but we thought we'd just repurpose it until we could build something better.
Fancy chicken coop.
Fancy. Oh, those are big old screws. I didn't realize it was those big screws. Boy, whoever stapled this did a really good job. Brian.
Everyone's got a purpose in life.
Yeah, you're a good stapler.
Come right up here.
Yeah. Remember when you handed me the stapler and you said, "Go crazy"? Back the tractor up and pull the bucket out of the doorway. Okay, yeah, that works. Giving it all she's got. Yeah, that works.
That works?
Mm-hmm.
Good morning. I've got a story to tell. 3 days ago, I got a call from a friend down in Southeast Alaska that he was in search of an outboard motor, and he had found one in a town called Big Lake, which is about 4 hours away. He lives down in Southeast, and so told him I'd drive over there, pick it up, take it over to the shipping company, and drop it off. And I thought, you know, that's kind of boring footage. Like, who wants to watch us drive for 8 hours? Hooked up the trailer because I didn't know if it would fit in the back of the Excursion or not. This is Big Red. We've talked about Big Red before. Big Red has been red, he's been brown, he's been black, but everybody knows him as Big Red. And I've been pulling Big Red around for about 35 years. So we picked up the motor, took it over to the shipping company, dropped it off, and we were coming back from Anchorage. Got about an hour from home, and felt a tug on the excursion. What was that? It felt like the transmission slipped or something. Looked in my rearview mirror, and I saw a Big Red loose and going down the highway at 65 miles an hour. Of course, I slowed down immediately, but I watched Big Red take off to the right, shoot down into the ditch, and back up the other side and into the trees, and it disappeared. This could have been really bad. There were no cars coming towards me. There were no cars behind me. But what a horrible, horrible feeling to look in the mirror and see your trailer not connected to your truck. Had the safety chains on. I've been towing it on this hitch for 35 years. So what happened when Big Red disappeared in the trees, he eventually rolled back down the hill, and the butt of the trailer stuck into the ditch side, and the front of the trailer was on the other side of the ditch. So it was essentially elevated. The wheels were off the ground. We weren't going to be able to pick it up. So we backed the excursion in down into the ditch, and all I had was some of these ratchet straps, and I hooked up 3 of them to the tongue of Big Red here and pulled them straight, and then I was able to back in and get the tongue back on, and I checked it out, and it felt a little loose, but it didn't feel a whole lot different than it normally does. I couldn't figure out what would have caused that. The safety chain clasps just split. They just came right off. So there's probably, when you go to the store, you can find the stainless steel ones for $12 or the other ones for less than $12. Don't get the less than $12 ones. Continued on home and got into town, hit an intersection, and went to turn right, and it came off again a second time. This time I had put I had used the buckles for the ratchet straps as a way to connect my safety chains, and they held the safety chain at least so it didn't take off, but came off twice. It just makes you nervous. So I got to my buddy's house. He had gone with me for a ride. Gary, you guys met Gary. And did I say he's my buddy? That was a mistaken. Went over there yesterday. I bought a new latch. I just figured, I don't know what's wrong with the old one, but a new one's not going to have any problems. So I bought a new latch. I got to put the pin in it. I got new clasps for the safety chains. It pulled my electrical wires out. Pulled them out of there. I think maybe when the ball came off or when the hitch came off. I don't know, but that's what happened to my electrical wiring. What I discovered was this hitch right here. That little clasp right there is supposed to be underneath that pin. And I believe what happened is when they offloaded the outboard motor, it was in a box and it was on a pallet. When they offloaded it from the trailer, the guy used the forklift, and he bumped the trailer with the forks. And I think that pushed the trailer forward enough, and it maybe, I don't know if it bent it, but it certainly dislodged this from where it was supposed to be. And we didn't know it. It was hooked up. We drove all the way to, we drove 6 hours, and there was no problems. And then after the forklift, then we had an issue. So, very scary situation. We got a new tongue on there, so everything should be good now. I got to do this so I can go get more trim. I got the trim going up on the house, and just got a little bit left to do on the edge here, and that'll be it for trim.
Go eggs. Girls. Here. Want some treats? Yeah. Treats for you. You're so greedy.
No, that's a bad idea. Okay, this will be fun. So I read somewhere online, you know, because online is the source of truth of everything, that chickens, well, I knew this, but chickens are very prone to frostbite on their feet and their combs. And we do get down to some negative temperatures, even though we put a heat lamp in here in the wintertime. And when they roost at night, if you have a 2x4 like we do for their roosting, if you have it this direction, where the narrow piece is on top, their little feet go over the edge like this, and it makes them more prone to frostbite because they can't put their bodies over their feet. So the recommendation is that you turn the board for the flat end so that they can actually put their body and their feathers over the top of the 2x4. So we're gonna move that after Brian's done doing some stapling.
The dog really likes when we run the staple gun.
Chickens are very social and they're very curious. So this little lady here either wants to lay an egg or she just wants to know what's going on.
She just wanted to get in there and lay an egg.
I don't know. I took all the eggs out, so she's not broody. She might just...
The worst tape measure ever, because when you lay it down, it just rolls over.
Clippers.
You've heard us talk about how crazy this dog is. Here you can see her reaction to the air compressor running.
Is it straight?
Does it matter? What's the matter? You're not happy. We're trying to make it better. We're trying to make it better. I know.
What are you doing?
Lay down. Good girl.
Can you roll over? There you go.
That's
Good
a
girl.
good dog.
So you are trained. You still can't type very well, but you are trained.
Yes, a
all.
good dog.
Okay.
Okay, good girl. Out. Ouch, go. Curious creatures. Ouch, go. Go, go, go. What are we doing? What are we doing? Are you keeping an eye on the chickens? Yeah, chickens? See chickens?
We want to thank you so much for watching. We certainly do appreciate it. We hope that you like and subscribe, click all those buttons, tell your friends, and we hope to see you next week.